2013, we have an Eastern European team taking their place here in the grand finals of the International. Team Spirit have wreaked absolute havoc in that lower bracket, and they are ready for their final boss in PSG.LGD. Of course, Team Spirit, they got Yatoro, they got Toronto, Tokyo, Collapse, Mira, and Miposhka, led by Coach Silent. Yatoro being the youngest player at this international as well. You can see him here, looks a little different than his picture as he has donated his hair to the Dota gods. Let's see if it helps against PSG.LGD. PSG.LGD, was there ever any doubt that this team would take their seats here in these grand finals? These 5 players and their coach have been favorites for the last few months. Everybody saw this one coming, but the way that they've done it, the flair that they've done it with, that is something unparalleled for sure. We got Ame, Nothing to Say, Faith Beyond, Jing Q, Y, and Zhao 8. And they will take their place in the booth as they get ready for their best of 5 grand finals. We want to quickly highlight Ame, the carry player of PSG.LGD. He came second at TI8. He came third at TI9. He came fourth at TI7. I think it's about time. He has a good shot at making it a first place here. All 10 players and their coaches headed into their pods, headed into their booths. I think at this point, all focus, Fog, is going to be on that game.
Absolutely. I mean, this is going to be a really cool battle of minds as well, too. As we've mentioned multiple times, of course, when you get to go through the upper bracket, you get a lot of more information coming into these grand finals. So for PSG.LGD, Zhao 8 probably did a ton of homework. He's probably got a lot to say to his team. And then for Team Spirit, this is, you weren't expecting to just face PSG.LGD. You had to make it all the way here. So now it's like kind of maybe last minute scrambling for some of these notes. So it's going to be interesting to see how the mind of Miposhka and Silent work versus PSG.LGD when they have all that info.
And the same what Puppy was saying, right? There's a couple of strategies that everyone is using at this tournament, so you can adapt to them and just think of it like that. Because PSG.LGD, they have been under the microscope for the last couple of months, right? Because of that, maybe for Team Spirit it's going to be a little bit easier, and it's not just anyone that they're facing in the grand finals, but still, not a lot of time since the last match that they had.
Incredibly important. You know, for LGD to kind of slow down what Team Spirit is putting.
I would say it's even more important for LGD to actually have good lanes for the sake of their own timings. If they don't get this Ursa threatening the Roche around minute 10 plus, this means the whole game is going to slow down, and Naga's going to get into the jungle, going to get these waves, Lion's going to get closer to Dagger, sorry. And if you create that, I think Team Spirit's lineup is going to be really fun to play, and it's going to be a very hard game for LGD.
Very interesting draft. I would also say that the lanes are a bit scary. I think this ET on the side lanes is completely untouched. They don't have a single stun for him. He's going to get the Spirit and he's going to
Bottom lane is going to be fun. Bottom lane is going to be a lot of fun for this ET.
Very strong lanes
Miposhka
from Team
also
Spirit
feeling himself this tournament.
Yep. Miposhka ET. Scary stuff.
Yeah, Toronto getting his Void Spirit again.
Full confidence for both teams, honestly. I think at this point it's really going to come down to who has a better idea going into this draft, and that's the beauty of Dota. It's a best of 5. It's meant to develop so much, but they're kind of getting to know each other. You know, this is what I can bring to the table, this is what you can bring, and you know, they're gonna get to learn like what counters what. The meta is gonna evolve a lot between the series.
And I would also like to point out that Team Spirit has been the most amazing learning team so far in this tournament. Like how they are adapting and how they're learning and how they're actually changing up their own playstyle into something new every game. But I would say every team fight, when there's a bite happening or a Pangolier roll, this is when LGD need to get something done. Because if not that, they lose. This is like their main team fighting tools.
See if they're able to maintain it throughout the early stage of the game, where it's very likely for those movements to be coming from lane to lane. See both teams avoid one another here for the bounty runes. Bit of a poke onto Miposhka, as Yatoro will still be able to grab that bounty rune. In fact, as you can see, 3 bounty runes to start things off here for Spirit, so a bit of a cash bonus to begin the lanes with.
Yeah, and that was nicely scouted out by the ET. They find the information of where and how many heroes has LGD brought to which runes, and then they can split up their heroes accordingly and make sure that they get the advantage on the runes.
Let's look at some of these matchups. The mid lane, Pango versus Void Spirit, Toronto Tokyo versus Nothing to Say. What are we going to have going on here in the early few waves?
I think most likely it's going to be a pretty farm-heavy lane. I don't think really either of the two heroes are going to aim to kill each other. Probably going to be a lot of trying to push out the waves, control the runes, and then around 6 minutes when the real rune spawns, that's when you'll see both the supports collapse on a mid lane. Because I think both Pango and Void Spirit really rely on that rune control.
I'm looking at both sort of the side lanes, the two carries, Arme and Yatoro. Who's going to have the easier time?
I think if you take a look at top lane, you see Ursa against Tidehunters, generally a pretty good lane matchup because you think of how the Fury Swipes stack up on him. And they have the sustain to tank the harassment that's coming out from Team Spirit. So I think as they level up on the top lane, I imagine the Wisp Ursa will do fairly well up top. But with that said, I think Collapse is still going to have a decent game.
Could be in a bit of trouble here. We'll try and hold back the bear with the Hex. He's got the stick charges, but he's getting run down here by Arme. One more hit will do it. Can he close the gap? He can't. Oh, stun misses. That's going to cost him his life. Not the start there that Mira was hoping to have here in the grand finals. A whiffed ability, and that'll give up first blood to PSG.LGD.
Yeah, and Collapse isn't out of the woods quite yet. Is hungry.
Just sort of figuring out what to do about this roaming disruptor here in the early minutes of the match.
Yep, here we go. First fight for the runes. Where's it going to spawn, top or bottom?
Let's have a look. It is going to be down bottom, and it is a DD. It's going to go straight into the bottom of Toronto Tokyo, so a very nice room for it to fight with, but already up top, Spirit, they'll lose Mira.
Yeah, it's a DD Toronto Tokyo, though. Let's see how he can respond back with it, because now you have a Pangolier with low mana.
Yatoro will be fine.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication there, it seems. The shield crash wasn't used on the hero. The glimpse came in a little bit later.
Well, they've got their eyes on Arme. As they know, that play was made by a couple of PSG.LGD inside their own jungle, but Arme, he's out of reach of the Remnant. He's away. Space is there, down bottom. Faith Beyond continues to push. The tier 1 to fall already here on Spirit's side of the map.
Yeah, I think this is the most shocking part of this early game, because I expected the Lycan kind of get zoned out by the Naga and the Naga Illusions to defend them, but...
Let's see if they can get Arme. They've got 4 heroes working on him right now.
Ravage.
He has the ult up. He's on the retreat up to the high ground, but they'll be able to get in front of him, close off his escape. Spirit will finally be able to claim their first kill here in the first 10 minutes, getting themselves on the board.
On a hero that has 1,000 HP is like a lot more than it is on a hero that has 3,000 HP. So if you hit these heal item timings early into the game, that really enables you. And they've given Xingqiu the top lane to sit here and farm comfortably.
See down bottom, Wang, quite a dangerous position here. The side of the jungle had seen Spirit in Toronto Tokyo will be quick to put a stop to it. I think we're definitely going to see Yatoro start to increase the lead against Arme. Bottom lane, White. He'll drop the Static Storm, trying to save himself, but Collapse and Maposhka will run him down, take him out. Faith Beyond, he's looking to get involved in this with the backup of Nothing to Say, being brought over by Xingqiu. They will get Maposhka. Can the three of them get Collapse? They're trying to commit their best onto him. They will leave the 2 cores behind. Xingqiu trying to let Nothing to Say and Faith Beyond finish the job, but they just can't. The damage isn't there.
He's crazy farm.
This is, I mean, Yatoro, it really has been eyes on him throughout the whole tournament and performance of Spirit. Top lane setups there with a net. That's the mid gone. Nothing to Say. Going down, Yatoro. Instant Song TP as he knows the response will be there from PSG.LGD. Gets out. They cannot catch him. Yatoro will continue to farm. See what they can do about Collapse. Jump already in onto the Disruptor. They're looking to burst. Collapse. He's holding on to the Ravage for now. Static Storm's down. Collapse gets himself out of the side of the Ravage. Onto the 2 of them. They blow up Arme. It's 3 dead at the moment on PSG.LGD. Io also caught out. Xingqiu to fall.
That's absolutely massive.
My goodness. I'm waiting here up to the side of the river on the respective edges. And now Arme, he's going to sneak into the Roche. Start to try and take it out here.
Yeah, for the first time in this game, they've been allowed to take back the Dire jungle and try to apply some pressure to Roche. So I expect Team Spirit also recognize that, you know what, we've given up the Dire jungle. What would LGD do with that? Well, they would go to Roshan. So
see Spirit check this out. Arme's going to slow it down a little bit. The Spirit's coming in. They know that they know. Stop in. Once the IO, they're going to lead in. There's the jump straight away. They're looking to burst through the IO. Then the ranges to fall into the hands of Arme. Arme's able to get the Roche kill, get the Aegis. They get the Static Storm down. The Rolling Thunder has won. They've controlled Toronto Tokyo, but he's out with an Astral Step. Toronto Tokyo actually makes it out of there. Dissimulate as well. PSG.LGD may have got the Roche. They may have got the Aegis. Toronto Tokyo will still go down as Faith Beyond was able to wrap around and find him. Aggressive posture over PSG.LGD's half of the map, and already looking for action once again around the bottom tier 2. See if they find the setup. They've got the Hex. They're going to look to jump in. Static Storm's going to be put down from Y. Stops the backup coming in. Still, though, is it the burst enough? It is. They take down Army. That burn for the Bloodthorn, it's enough to send the Bear back to base. It's time to look at that fight, PSG.LGD. Execution has to be immaculate.
Yeah, they're scouting with the Wolves. They're getting the info they want.
They're looking to try and start to collapse, but Collapse is able to blink away from the lead-in. They'll turn their attention over towards Yatoro, but with the instead looks to hold him back. Nothing to say, is able to get out of it. As they'll get the Static Storm set up onto the Naga Siren, but the Illusions, they're just forcing back Y. Swashbuckle's going to miss. I mean, Yatoro's barely been scratched. He's back up to full HP. PSG.LGD, they're able to run back to base, but Collapse, he's in with the Ravage onto the two of them. Silence down onto Arme, pop the BKB, turn towards Toronto Tokyo, but they cannot stay for this fight. They've got to get back to the high ground, back to the base, as PSG.LGD have to charge back to the safety of their high ground as quickly as they head out. Collapse. Gonna look for the setup here outside of the base, another BKB force. Faith Beyond trying to head back to the safety of his teammates. The ensnare locks him down, the Illusion's starting to go to work. Remnant left in the position, they drag it back with a split into the finger. My goodness, the Lycan gets absolutely destroyed. And Toronto Tokyo's not done. Diving up to the tier 4s, committing with the dissimulate. He's trying to go for GQ, will die underneath the towers, but he's got the Aegis. He's ready for round 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the micro decision making from Team Spirit is so beautiful to watch. I think every time a hero pops BKB, within half a second, there's a Naga net flying at it. And in the fight, you saw Ahmed pop BKB to try to man up and fight. And then the net comes, immediately he has to pop his ultimate. He can't use the Enrage the way he wants to. He's forced to use it defensively all the time, just to break the net, just to be able to stick on top of the targets.
Just trying to clear out these Illusions now. It seems all but impossible. The Rex dying, the melee Rex will fall. They'll get the jump on Yatoro, but they've already lost Y at the start of the action. BKB from Arme, he's trying to stay on target, but Yatoro is able to sing their way back to safety. And now he's ready to go back in. The song ends, Toronto Tokyo, BKB up, jump over with the Remnant, grabs back the Ursa. Arme disappears in a matter of seconds. GQ to fall as well. GG is called. And my goodness, what a buttery smooth start to the grand finals here for Team Spirit. They couldn't have played this any better, Aiden. This is how you dream of entering a grand finals at the International.
Yes, absolutely. Everything they're doing, they're firing on all cylinders. Their macro understanding of the game, how LGD might try to sneak out of base, they're in position to cover it. And then once that fight happens, they're immediately ready to respond in the right way.
We see Team Spirit, they're trying to respond a little bit to that pressure with some outspan from long range, but I'm not sure if they have enough. Like, I look at the 4 heroes from LGD's side, and that collapse, it looks terrifying, honestly, onto mid, onto safe lane, anything.
I see how both teams can fight. I will still put a lot, like if you take the laning phase aside, and let's say that both teams end up with some farm and items, you have this, he's known for his skewer plays right now, and then you also have the Willow, Bramble, and the Puck. I think both teams can fight.
Yeah, and now we're going to hear from Sumi, who has an interview with Xiaowei about this draft.
I will say, I believe this game that LGD had a very good idea of what was going on. I think they completely saw that puck pick coming. I think they banned around the fact that, like, yeah, that's going to be left in. We're okay with that. It's a go-to hero versus the Morphling. I wouldn't say they're really surprised. Toronto Tokyo, obviously an amazing player, but, you know, the puck, not exactly one of the ones that's been, you know, popping off the rampages here for Team Spirit.
True enough.
Those spirits tend to scale just like a little bit more. And you kind of lack that a bit on the puck.
It'll be something to watch for, though, if he can make those good rotations, as obviously the Nature's Prophet on Faith Beyond can also move into multiple different lanes. So we'll keep our eyes on it. And like you said, I think both drafts have like a very clear identity behind them, right? You got this Magnus that's going to start off the fights occasionally after the puck comes in. You've got the Morph Shaker as a potential danger later on. But it is, of course, going to be played on that support Shaker this time. So see if you can get into the items at the same timing we've seen for the cores.
All right, interesting stuff there. It does sacrifice the top water room potential there. Well, I say that, actually. Aposhka
moves in. Toronto Tokyo going to be able to pick up this water rune and maybe get some extra pressure onto Xingqiu. Jumps forward, and there's the first blood. Toronto Tokyo draws it.
Oh, well done by Aposhka. Like, not even just, he basically baited out that rune, right?
Very interesting, but Fissure up top. Now the follow-up, looking for it. Faith Beyond there as well, and this is going to be a kill.
That's a pretty stark difference to the 3 heroes stalking the Radiant carry. You know, they got to get this kill, right?
They got to get something here, that's for sure. Maposhka's waiting off to the side. Nightmare down, a couple punches, but they bring in the IO trade off that Nightmare. and that's going to be more than enough for the moment. But why? Also drop it low, not low enough. Instead, they turn, find Collapse. One more touch is not enough with Fabian TPing in. They might be able to find him here.
That was the trusty shovel keeping him alive.
Yeah, heading down to the south. TP is available, but Collapse in some trouble. Does the Spirit connect? Ugh, not quite going to be on the mark. He gets out.
That's by far the easiest way for them to initiate. So you just fan out your units like that from Faith Beyond. And unless they're going to smoke in, you're going to catch that puck.
And instead, they're going to find the Dream Coil towards the mid lane, trying to take down this Lech. Do they have enough? Yes. Toronto Tokyo picks up that kill. And with that, a 3,000 gold lead this early on for Team Spirit.
They might opt for it.
And look at this, movement in before the Blink Dagger on Shaker. Oh, Nightmare by Maposhka to dodge the stun, but Yatoro is still in some trouble as they run him down. It was good, but it wasn't good enough.
Toronto Tokyo's coming, but they are too tanky. I mean, you see these stacked up heroes, maybe you're sort of thinking about going in for the Dream Coil, but it's a bit too much. They're just so tanky right now.
And instead, they try and find a pick off here. Nothing to say. The rest of his friends a little ways away. Xingqiu making the move over. They're going to get the Terrorize. That's going to get the Tether Snap. And afterwards, the ulti coming from Willow, but nothing is taking the regen from Y. Keeping his core player alive. Okay.
He's got the blink.
He's thinking.
How bold is he?
This guy's crazy. We've seen it time and again, and Faith Beyond shows up.
He just wants the creeps. That's all he's going for here.
Oh, Faith Beyond spots him. The silence is there. That's the Orchid reveal, and he is mega dead.
Yeah, he's really greedy. It turns out. Oh, you got a full creep wave. That's quite a bit of gold, too.
True. Team Spirit, it's really well covered by the vision of LGD as well, but they're going to smoke up now. Can they get there in time? Aegis, it's super low now. They pull back onto Xingqiu. Going to try and take him down first. And they will get that kill, but it comes at the cost of the Aegis on Ame. No leaving it in the pit this time for any other teams.
No.
For IG, everybody knows.
This really wasn't worth it.
No IO save this time, though. That's the danger of the relocate. Nothing to say outside of vision. They don't see him. Now they do. The pullback going to be able to get that Skewer. The vision not quick enough. And nothing to say goes down. Now looking for more. Ame has to be careful. Xingqiu there as well. Oh, but Ame with the waveform through it. Brilliant play. Aeon disc afterwards. Now the chase looking for more. Can they control? Do they have enough for the kill? The Terrorize comes out, but he got the strength form off. Faith Beyond jumps away. The Skewer back onto 2. And the RP. Oh, Collapse did it to him again.
And look, they're just surrounding him. There's no chance to help. You have the IO, you have the Shaker, but
there is nothing else left in the tank there for Ame, although trying to TP out, but the stun comes through right at the end. And LGD, another triple kill for Yatoro. And Y will manage to escape from that one, but a huge win for Spirit here in game number 2.
Is he going to horn toss him again, Lyrical? Don't tell me he's going to horn toss him again.
Oh my god, he got him again, Trent! They did it to him as they find the pickoff. Collapse, you're too good.
What a smell.
Unreal.
Oh, they're so good at just finding that one kill and like waiting for this timing too of just this. Oh, they caught him on the zip.
They pull him back in afterwards. Why? In some trouble. Skewer a little bit off the mark, but the Brambles are there for round 2 of it. Team Spirit, they came to play on finals day. On Team Spirit and now showing in the lane. They're thinking about going. They pull him back in and he is done. Can they go for any more now? They have full control onto the Luna, but Luna just walks away. Faith Beyond could maybe go for a play there, but Toronto Tokyo not showing himself, has the boots of travel to join with the rest of the team.
Right? They had the ward near the base. They actually saw that Ame was moving over here.
Oh, man. This would be such a huge pickup if they can get him.
The spider legs.
Walking in. They get him with the horn toss. Chasing down for more. Ame's done. Team Spirit. Everywhere they go, people die. Laying claim to this area. In the meantime, Faith Beyond's going to try and push up that top side, but they catch him right away with the glyph. Collapse, pulls him back in, breaks the coil. Team Spirit, they're just playing too clean today. LGD need more. They don't have buyback on this Morphling. They can't get 2 racks at the very least on the side of Spirit, but I mean,
do you need 2 racks?
I don't know. That's a good question. Well, maybe Faith Beyond is actually starting to take this one down. Now the jump in. There's the BKB, Faith Beyond. Still has that Orchid available, but the turn off to the side. Oh, great Orchid to interrupt, and that will be enough to get him out.
That was really well done with the BKB TV. It's like there's one answer, right?
Yeah.
FakyDota has caught the next one. They're scanning that he's actually still there, so he's going back. Toronto Tokyo, he's going to try and hunt down FakyDota.
Oh, and off to the side, they get the vision. Tries to chase him down there. There's the silence, the coil afterwards. Still hits pretty hard on FakyDota, but with collapse in the area, they're going to break the coil and kill off the Prophet. Terrorize afterwards, caught with the fear and the horn toss to pull back. They got nothing to say.
He's so far away.
They don't have a way to get to him. He is going to die here as they get the Fiend's grip off and the eventual right click down to death.
Oh, Toronto Tokyo in the back.
Chase.
He caught one on the way
Gets
up, too.
one! Onto ZQ, he's in trouble now as well. They find themselves another pickoff potentially here. ZQ, nothing else left in the tank, falls down.
That's a nice play.
You can see Team Spirit not comfortable just hitting away in the Roche pit. Nothing to say, walks in. Yadaro up front and center.
Jeez.
Nothing to say, they jump in. There's the control, the damage out. Mapochka's dead, buys back immediately. Yadaro turns to fight, destroys, nothing to say. They've got him, caught to the side. Ame in some trouble, hitting from the low ground. How many misses are there? It doesn't matter as they chase him down and kill him off. A great win for Team Spirit as they will find more and more. Unbelievable.
Oh, the chase continues.
Yadaro just chases him down, and Echo afterwards trying to buy a little bit of space, nothing to say, but can the kill collapse? Trying to take him down, but no, it won't happen. On the side, Toronto Tokyo will fall with a big stun afterwards. Yadaro moving in, he's big, he's bad, he's Luna, trying to kill him off. The fear, the pullback, collapse, he's got him. ZQ looking dead as well as they turn and hit. Another one bites the dust, but they buy back now. On ZQ, FakyDota getting absolutely shredded. Yadaro is too big. As they catch him in again, the pushback, they got him caught and gonna maybe find the kill. Nothing to say, down low, dead. Another huge win, Team Spirit. They won't be denied. The horn toss catches onto ZQ, and Yadaro just slaughter.
The way they play these fights, they're so in sync with one another. GG is called. They call it a Cinderella story. Well, if the shoe fits, wear it.
Unreal.
Good.
And we got a crowd up there. Talent, very excited for this young team's present. They have been absolutely dominant in this one. 2-0.
It's not just the fact that they won 2 games, it's the way they won these games. The patience exhibited here is not something of a young team of like, oh, we crushed the lanes and we're totally owning this game.
Fireworks.
Yeah, regardless of what I want to see win TI, I want the game 4 at this point. So for this game, I'm all in LGD. I want them to take it. I want to see more Spirit. I want to see more LGD. I want to see more Dota, man. That's all I care about.
I want to see more Dota too, but I would be very happy to see Team Spirit win. I think these guys have shown the world some incredible games and the beauty of the game and the beauty of these heroes and what you can actually make happen. So either way, I'll be happy for Team Spirit, but boy, I want to see more games too.
One thing, though, to me that sort of stands out looking at the lineup of PSG.LGD, whilst they've definitely got a lot of heroes to create that vision, set up for the team to go crazy in the team fight, sort of similar to, I believe, the Game 1 draft, there's not a lot of stuns.
Yep, you're right about that. And I think the idea here for them is that you're not really going to be committing into fights. You're not jumping a hero and then just trying to stun him and lock him down and chase him down. You're rather trying to burst somebody really quick and then resetting out. So the idea of using Rupture and then dropping Tombstone is going to be their key way of team fighting. And then you're going to use Rubik primarily for counter initiation. So when somebody comes into your backline, or when somebody chases down the Bloodseeker, that's when you'll see the Rubik coming with lift. That's when he's going to come in with a clutch tornado or something along those lines.
Let's see how these lanes end up panning out here in the early game. We'll have to watch out when the level 2s are hit. I mean, this lane in general, when you see the Bloodseeker Rubik, do you feel that that is a lane that the PA can struggle against, or is it not too bad?
I think it's the kind of lane where they can kill the Rubik. Oh, and here we go. This might be first blood.
They're going to try. They get into Thunderstrikes there, Mapochka. First blood for him down in this lane. The trades favoring them here between the supports. Yeah. Even though it did get through as the last pick, do you think it was something that Team Spirit would have had in mind? They knew that this was going to be, there was potential of this coming up as the last pick for PSG.LGD.
If I'm being honest, I don't feel like they really addressed the Tinker in their draft. I think this Invoker was more like this is what we're going to go with, as Mapochka's in trouble.
They're going to try and chase him down. He does get the kinetic field off. Yatoro tries to turn towards FakyDota, but the backup's there from White. He's trying to commit Yatoro, but can he get the kill in time? With stick charges, Yatoro's going to try and run him down, but FakyDota is out to the side. Yatoro's not got the further vision. He is going to be able to jump out of the blood right, though. Over to the creep wave.
The zombie gives vision.
See if they can chase him under the tower. They can't. Oh, they can! Oh, they get him!
The zombie vision.
They still manage to see him there as Jinkyu reaches in with a hard-hitting Fate Bolt.
Actually, I do believe that was a Thirst vision.
And now Mapochka I mean, this is going to be potentially another one. Can they get him as well?
There's no
Under the
man on the
tower.
Rubik, but he has boots.
I mean, Jinkyu, he wants to dive in for this. He is taking quite a few tower hits here. Toronto Tokyo will TP over. Jinkyu, he'll get punished for this dive. See if Toronto Tokyo can find anything more here. Why still under the tower? No TP, no mana. So they do dive in to get an extra kill on the Disruptor Baboshka, but they lose 2 heroes for it. Toronto Tokyo. Incredibly close though. PSG.LGD, they're bringing extra numbers down bottom. White, he's ready to join. They want to dive in for Yatoro. They commit with the rupture here. Horn over as well. They're in onto the PA. Yatoro will fall. See if they can get Maposhka as well with the 4 of them and the tombstone down. They certainly can. The pressure mounting from PSG.LGD down on this bottom lane. They know that they can get in and get away with this, especially with the global backup of Arme.
Yeah, it looks like they're waiting for the haunt, but Arme's about to get caught. Spirit have sniffed him out.
Let's see if the 3 have the damage. Try and set up with the root, but not going to get the connection. The glimpse back is there into the static storm. TPs are coming over. Arme, is he tanking up to live through the static storm? He's still alive, and in fact, he's able to turn. The tornado does catch him, but is it enough damage? Arme will live, and it will be Spirit that lose the 2 heroes off the back of that attempt.
Yeah, and the Tinker's deciding to go for the Aghanim Scepter. The way this works is whenever he lasers someone, they lose a chunk of their maximum HP. So versus these type of heroes that Team Spirit has, he's going to be very, very quick at killing them out.
Look at this quick move. Yatoro, he's in on a Faith Beyond. They're looking to try and burst the Bloodseeker, but the counterplay comes in. Arme with the horn, looks to collapse, jumps over towards Yatoro. Yatoro trying with the TPR, he's away, but collapse. There'll be no escape for him. Tinker Laser will never be fun to play against as a PA when he's trying to focus targets. Bottom lane. See another attempt with a static storm. This time round, do they have enough damage? They've got the catch onto Arme. He's trying to get away, but he will fall. This time round, Spirit, they'll get the big kill, but it has cost them both supports' lives. We'll see Toronto Tokyo trying to escape, but they got any way to find him here.
There's one more sentry.
He's into the trees. He's out of the
There is a lift and a glimpse.
Ooh! Not quite able to get round the trees to get that set up.
That is like another sign for Yatoro to be like, okay, I can't show.
We're going to see the attempt onto Toronto Tokyo down bottom. Azame, he'll jump over, sentry still down. Toronto Tokyo will try and hide himself in the trees, but they'll stay on top. Same time over towards the mid, they will lose Faith Beyond. The counterplay was made by Spirit. See the TP out as well. Smira gets back to safety, so 1-for-1 across the map here.
2 seconds for the skewer. Glimpse. Skewer back.
They've got the dagger slow to set it up. He's able to dodge the decay nicely so that he didn't get hit, could still get the blink off. But now Arme, he's ready to come back in. Yatoro's off to the side. The rocket's not enough, but nothing to say. Jumps in to finish him off. The fear, the counterplay here from Spirit. Nothing to say, is caught underneath the tower. Have they got enough damage here from the Willow and the Magnus? The start onto the 2 of them underneath the tower. Nothing to say. Surely going to go down. He will collapse. Skewer over into the trees. Collapse. He's still alive here. Can they quite find him? Wise coming back over. Steps into collapse. Finally, they burst him with a fame ball. But this battle underneath the tower, it's costing PSG.LGD lives as well. The root down, catching the 2, pushing them back into it with a deafening blast. Arme, he's going to turn back over towards Toronto Tokyo. He's going to jump in, close the gap onto the Invoker Mirror. Maposhi, can they help him out? They cannot. Arme able to finish off Toronto Tokyo as well. Yeah, absolutely. So in a way that we just haven't seen from them so far in this series. Mid lane, they're looking to jump in onto Toronto Tokyo. We'll be able to turn with a quick tornado. The attention from PSG.LGD will turn over towards Mirror. Into the Shadow Realm though. They still want to dive this, dropping down the tombstone, just full aggression from PSG.LGD, diving past the tier 1 tower. The Rockets, they're coming in on Toronto Tokyo. He's got to get up, but he can't. Arme! He's in straight on top of him.
That's just beautiful. They're abusing these vision tools so nicely. You have the Tombstone, you have the Bloodseeker. There's so many ways to get vision in these team fights.
I mean, this Arme Spectre's looking pretty spooky. He's picking up the kills, the involvement here. PSG.LGD just fighting in a way that we haven't seen from them so far in this series. We'll see the jump forward onto Faith Beyond. Underneath the tower, he'll be caught, but the hill comes out. He is trapped in the static storm, trying to run, but the Thunderstrike finishes him off. TP's coming in from Spirit. Why? Trying to dive in onto Yatoro. Another Soul Rip, healing Y up. He's going to stay on top of the PA, but the hits come out. Yatoro takes him down.
He's able to get away. Oh, that was close.
See if they can pick up Mirror as well. They can. Nothing to say. In with the laser.
Yeah, so between the laser, the Mantle Spectre, the Undying damage amplification.
Gonna get the fear. Quite nicely timed. Roshan is very low. Is there any potential for a steal?
Yeah, absolutely. Yatoro might go.
He's not able to get in. He's not able to get in. Arme gets the kill. The Aegis on the Spectre now. Spirit, they've got to be cautious. Yatoro pops the BKB, but he's already been burst so low. Throw out the daggers, but they're surrounded by PSG.LGD. MaftCore as well, caught in the river. They couldn't make the jump in time, and Yatoro just getting burst so heavily before he could actually get the BKB off there. Just in combination with one another. Spectre, Tinker, nobody wants to play against a good, incredibly fun one of those. In mid lane as well, Jin-Q, he's in, using the RP to catch Yatoro, completely off guard. He wasn't ready for that at all. We'll now see them try and turn towards FakyDota, but the Soul Reveal comes out. The Meteor crashing down on the Bloodseeker. They find him in return. Mirror, dusted in position here. Wyatt trying to look towards him, but the field holds back the Undying. Mirror gets away. But a quick move there from Jin-Q.
Yeah, there's still the haunt ready though if they want to look for more.
See, jump over towards Toronto Tokyo. He's out of mana, he's out of luck. Arme.
And it's something that you need in order to win TI, right? You need to have that attitude of champions.
Look at this jump. They've got the dust out. BKB, we still see the jump from Arme. He's in with the bash onto Toronto Tokyo. Let's push back with the deafening blast, but they're in with the grab. Nothing to say, he's in with the nukes.
He's playing with so much confidence on this Tinker. I was talking about how he needs to wait out for the PA, but T recognizes, you know what, there's no way to PA his bottom here, and just full commits into their base.
He's level 26 on this Tinker right now.
He is incredibly farmed. He's gonna finish a Bloodstone too, or an Octarine Core, sorry.
I mean, without a doubt, we saw how much Collapse could do last game when he was just in the lead, ahead, just playing around with his food. He's got to make some big moves here from the defensive position as he is losing teammates around him to the consistent dives from PSG.LGD. He'll try and get the grab here. Looking for the Orchid into the Bloodthorn here for Arme. Nothing to say. He's getting close to having the comfort of the overwhelming blink, maybe even holding on for his buyback as well.
Yatoro?
Oh,
he's caught.
He has been caught here. He needs help and he needs it now. The BKB comes out. It has been ruptured though. Not much that he can do. And Arme, he's in with the illusion, surrounds him. No way for Yatoro to get out. And of course he did spend up on that refresher, so 100 seconds, no buyback on the PA.
Yep, LGD firing back strong. What a catch from FakyDota. And man, I feel like it just all ties back to the vision. This game, PSG.LGD had vision. They were playing on even terms for most of the game. And
oh, Collapse, he tries to make the move, but the counter's there. Jin-Q with an instant lift holds him in his tracks as it's another core out of the game. Collapse and Yatoro, no way of returning for this defense.
Skewer back on Mira.
They get the grab. Mira also to be blown up outside of the base. 3 dead on Spirit. PSG.LGD, they're up to their racks.
That's gotta be so satisfying for Jin-Q.
Oh yeah.
Collapse with a mag, just constantly skewering them back. And now finally he gets to do it himself.
Yeah, Collapse giving Jin-Q the respect as well there. Approaching the final set of barracks here. The jump in underneath the tier 4s. They're in on him at Posca. He's gone. Collapse will try and jump in with the skewer back onto Arme. Yatoro's committed onto the front lines with the BKB, but he's been disarmed, gets the Phantom Knives off. Now turns over towards White, but look how much HP White's got. Yatoro, refresher, doesn't want to commit for another round. Nothing to say, he's in with the X. They've locked down Yatoro. Yatoro to fall, buyback at the ready. Instant smoke up from Spirit. Mirror, set things up with the Curse Crown to get the glimpse back. He's looking for the skewer, but he's actually able to get out here with a Manta. Arme won't be grabbed back yet, steps back to the safety of his team. PSG.LGD still respecting the buybacks here from Spirit. They won't instantly push in onto the melee racks, but the rocket spam begins from nothing to say. Yatoro, he's going to look to try and jump outside of the base. He's able to jump it onto Jin-Q, he's going to go for nothing to say, but nothing to say, gets the blink off in time. Back out of the high ground he goes, but Arme's trying to get in. They get the skewer. Arme, he's in the fountain. That's the LP, they've got Arme. They've got him, he's in the fountain. Can he get out? He cannot. They've done it the once, can they do it again? It's just the 3th of the meatballs coming down. Arme, he needs help. He's in the fountain and it isn't his own. The skewer's attempted, but the Yules is there to stop the play. Arme, he'll be getting out of the fountain alive. GG is called. And PSG.LGD will take this game 3.
I love Dota so much, Owen. That was so beautiful. Everything happened. You got the skewer into the fountain.
Oh
the
my
blink out
goodness.
of the fountain. They counter blink to skewer him in again. But no, the Yules. And then the stolen skewer, and you pull out a hero of your own. Into the GG.
Wow. I mean, they fought right up until the end here in this game 3, Spirit, but they were too far behind. PSG.LGD.
Yeah, LGD has really done a great job with this draft, in my opinion. I think the momentum right now has completely shifted. But yet again, Team Spirit, incredibly talented players, great laning team, great vision, great execution in team fights. They can pull this off. They definitely can.
Keep an eye on those traps.
And we're getting into game 4 now, but before that, we'll have an interview with Sumi and LGD's coach, Xiaowei.
And already right on into this one, Sumi Mira's gonna get caught and gonna get killed. How's that for a start, Trent?
Oh, such a good coach who just gets us there right in time. Well done, as his team will take first blood.
Very, very good start. Play their own game. That's what we're hearing right now from the coach. Xiaowei so often has been the one to be able to lead his team's success and Aegis himself, but we'll see if they can do it here again. As nothing to say why, they're all invading. Dude, LGD coming out with some confidence saying, this is our high ground, we're coming to take it.
And this is what you get when you keep coming back with this Undying, right? You're very willing to brawl right now.
Playing as far forward as he can, but has to be very wary of those skewer backs that we've seen time and again, is why we'll get a little bit of a chase onto Mira. The Lucid Beam and dead. I just takes him down.
Collapse just can't do anything. Like,
No.
I'm sorry, I'm just going for some creeps here. It does have 20 last hits compared to the 9 of Ame, so that's a sacrifice that you're willing to make.
Collapse. Gonna take some damage there. Creeps run off of him. And with a couple quick hits, will they have another Lucent Beam for the finish? Vanguard keeping him very tanky. Actually goes away for the spin. Has to be careful on why. There's the Fairy Fire living, but the brain sap. Enough to finish him.
I can tell you, this guy must not have got very many Crimson Witnesses, because he is not lucky.
No.
But you also have Undying. You have Kunkka. I would say it's very tempting for them to come and contest this, and at least try and mess with them to try and get some of the XP.
Well, they're going to drop the boat already. Mira a little bit off the mark with the stun, but will eventually, go down? Yes. XinQ finds the kill, but this is again buying that space for Toronto Tokyo, and this is in vision.
Soul Rip to secure here, and XinQ is like, I'm getting over there. I want to steal some of this.
I don't know if they're getting anybody.
Is there anything more classic than LGD and their Undyings and their phase boots, though? It almost gets them out.
And they clean out that hard camp also. LGD are all over this.
They're just threatening. They're just holding all this strength.
And Collapse. They caught him again. The Nightmare's there. Do they have enough for the kill, though?
Oh, yeah.
They are going to chase him down. Wait for it. Fiend's Grip afterwards. Easy as pie. They take him down. This is a stomping we got right here. The combo is there if they can find it.
The fights are so hard, though.
Looking for it right at the start. The boat's going to come out. And now the slowdown. Mira in some trouble. Collapse back behind the tower. Also getting ran down by nothing to say. He needs to TP out of here.
He bought his blink.
Yeah, he's
no one else die.
As long as they're able to get away, that should be good enough for them. So they get the kill. Fabian finds it, but also on the other side, Y kills off Mira. 8-1 to start this game.
Yeah, throws down a ward to secure the kill. Trying to find the sight lines for the Templar Assassin.
Oh, and Toro caught. Fiend's Grip is there, and no help nearby at all. They're going to kill off that Spectre.
I love XinQ doing that, just dropping the Tombstone. It's just such an important kill for them that they're willing to throw at everything that they have right there.
And instead, he just heads off to the side. There's the route. Collapse has to back out of here. I mean, there's more people coming nearby. Toronto Tokyo gets skewered back. He's caught alone. Can they kill him off? RP, but the winner's curse is trying to turn this. Boat afterwards finishes off that TA, but it's not enough. It's not nearly enough. And if they're not careful, they might lose more. The chase forward Hex, Mira, X marks the spot as they'll pull the Lion back and find another kill. LGD, no mercy. They still have that night vision and faith beyond. With the chase down, they got him there to the side. Nobody coming to help the TA. Toronto Tokyo falls again. 12 kills, 12K gold lead. LGD, keep up that momentum.
Team Spirit are waiting for the Aghanims on this Spectre. That is going to be their go play. They might have the Blade Mill there too.
He just gets caught again.
Until then, it's just throwing out heroes. Take me. Try and slow down this tower push.
looking for something here. It's just a shadow step to start. Now the call. Afterwards, they have Hunt starting to bring Ame down a little bit low. Just 30 seconds left, and now they're leaving him alone for the moment. Turning on to the other supports. Collapse going to TP out, but it's not going to happen. Collapse will go down,
Toronto
and that
Tokyo.
fight doesn't work. Toronto Tokyo pulled back in. Refraction gone. And now the chase down happens yet again. Mira hoping to salvage this, but it's not going to happen one by one. All of Spirit go by the wayside.
And that was going into a fight with 30 seconds left on the Aegis too.
Oh,
So just like, even if you get some of those kills, the reset potential there from LGD, force them to go for the throne.
and they're going to do it. Walks right on in.
Happy to oblige.
Ame, he's ready. He wants to not relive the ghosts of the past. He wants to close this game 4 out here in style. And so far, he's doing it. Turns now onto the Ancient Hot out afterwards. Where's the fight? I'm not seeing it. Going deathless so far. They turn now onto Y. Just grip to the side. Oh, the catch onto Collapse. Y's not dying. Nobody's dying. They all fall again as GG is called 23-3. A statement from LGD.
Did he get a blink call?
It didn't happen.
Like,
it was just too
the whole
good.
game, that was crazy. They never came online, quite frankly. Like, this lineup was not allowed to operate in any facet whatsoever for Team Spirit.
That fun certainly looked to be effective in Game 1 and Game 2, but Game 3 and Game 4, as we've just seen, PSG.LGD, they have stepped it up. They've hit back hard, and now is the time to see if they can continue on the road to the reverse sweep, or Team Spirit can find that magic that was getting them through the first 2 games of the series.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is going to be a battle of the mid laners come after laning phase. I think the laning phase is probably going to be fairly even. Both heroes will farm fairly well. Yeah, doing a good job, making sure this top hard camp is blocked. Oh,
They're going to
here's
try
the
and
sweep.
move up. I mean, Collapse has hit the level 3. See if he's got enough lockdown and damage to take this kill, and yes, he does. At the same time in the mid lane, Toronto Tokyo very low there, has to get out of the range of a potential tiebringer. He will, but there we have it. First blood up top. A good quick read from Spirit there as soon as they knew that they had the setup and the level 3 on Magnus.
Again, great presence of mind. You can tell why these players are in the grand finals. They're not giving anything away for free. It's not like neither team's attempting to make moves. It's just both teams are really on top of it as mid.
See the setup here with the combo. Nice dodge. Flies off to the side here, Toronto Tokyo. In fact, over in the triangle, they are able to catch out. Or in fact, well, he did deny the bounty ring, but it will cost him his life.
That's good pressure though. They force him off of the lane. They finally have managed to get lane control up top, and immediately when they get it, they have the opportunity to pressure the Tiny. So force him off the wave, force him to go into the jungle, and he doesn't have any sustain, right? So he's going to have to spend gold on getting to extra regen.
They're going for him early on here with the 3 of them surrounding the Terrorblade. Yatoro is trapped in the trees.
They are aware.
And making sure not to get caught out by these early moves as PSG.LGD do start to slowly ramp up an early gold advantage. Now hitting the 1k lead, they'll be able to catch themselves a lonely Bane in the river. Mira. Maybe indeed with the Terrorblade and the Metamorphosis they could get the damage done if they get a grip onto Ame. He is tanky though, 2.4. 2400 HP. He's got the Echo Saber, the treads. See if they can do it. Nightmare setup. Instantly TPs are coming in. See if they can do the damage quick enough. Yatoro focusing down with the Metamorphosis and the illusions. They'll be able to take it. They kill off Ame. Mystic Flare's coming in, but Yatoro is able to sidestep it. PSG.LGD, can they get a grab in return? Nothing to say. Trying to charge in. See Mira head into the trees, trying to distract them from the rest of them, but here comes the micro from White.
Nice.
He's able to lock down Maposhka here with a setup from the Centaur, drag back into the combo. He'll try his best to break the combo. Nothing to say here with the curse thrown out Maposhka. But he will. Can they get a grab underneath the tier 2 tower? Jinkyu, nothing to say. They're going to try. Collapse. He's going to go with the RP just onto Jinkyu. Drag the Scarab underneath the tower. They will lose the Wyvern in return, but Yatoro's ready to turn up. The grip's there. They've caught nothing to say underneath the tower. Yatoro's bit this off for now, though. Sleight of Fist comes out as they're looking to turn on, and nothing to say. They get him. Jump forward with the Remnant. He's looking for more. Toronto Tokyo in with the chains onto both Y and Ame. Ame goes down. Y and FakyDota the last 2 alive, but not for long. That Shockwave claims the life of the Enchantress. The Spirit, or Collapse, will end up dying here to the Thunderhide of FakyDota, but of course that will also get claimed by Yatoro, so more money for them on the defense. An aggressive dive.
It's a tense game.
I mean, you know, the Team Spirit's got the solid jump, but PSG.LGD, they've got the hard hit. If they can get in with the tiny wolf, we're going to see Collapse come in. He's in with the horn toss. He's going to look to separate. Nothing to say for the rest of the team. Feed Scrib as well, locking down the Kunkka. They get a quick grab. Nothing to say. Out for a minute.
10 seconds on the Aegis, and once again the wolf forms are used, but Ame is deciding to retreat. And you know, with these illusions pushing safely, you're forced to respond.
He looks for the jumper Collapse. He's not able to get the grab back on Nothing to Say. So Nothing to Say. BKB's up, a mirror holding him for the logo of the Feed Scrib gets cancelled by the Avalanche. The Winter's Curse coming to a quick end as PSG.LGD now charging on the base. Boko's crashing down onto Mirror. Ancient Seal for now onto Yatoro. He's looking to back up and reset inside the base. Toronto Tokyo. He's diving in past the tier 3s. He's able to take out Nothing to Say. Looking at Remnant over to the side. He's got his eyes over towards Y. Or maybe even more actually. He's holding on to that, not jumping back quite yet. As they've killed off 2. And with 2 dead, they may just have the room here to push up to the high ground. Yatoro, he's stepping up. Still a bit longer with the Metamorphosis left. They're taking this tier 3 tower. There's going to have to be buybacks. Jinkyu back into the game. But a tier 3 taken here. Some damage being done to the Rex as well. No Kunkka for 40 seconds.
Yeah, and no wolf bite.
Collapse.
Catch.
He finds a grab. Jumps in. Drags back on the Skyraf main. Jinkyu. He's gone for 70. Another man down on PSG.LGD. Spirit, they'll keep the push going. And you've got to be careful, you know, Collapse is looking for another one. There it is, he's in, drag back on Y. He just can't stop finding them, Collapse. Every single time, pick off after pick off. You can't stand anywhere near Spirit than it is for them to take down PSG.LGD.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's reflected in the way that Ame is playing, but he's about to get caught here at the top lane.
There's Collapse, in with the horn toss, dropping the RP. The BKB was out in time, he's into the invis, but the physical, is it going to be enough here from this Terrorblade? Yatoro, he's focusing down Ame. Ame's trying to run, but he can't get away from him. Ame out for 80. They're ready to chase for more. Collapse, steering in and close the distance onto Jinkyu. They've caught the Skyraf. Set up there as well with the curse. They're ready to close up onto FakyDota as well. They're going for a third kill here. Skewer from Collapse. Back into the claws of Spirit.
Team Spirit has lasted through the hardest part of the game. Goes back.
There's still 20 seconds now, Ame. They can push. They can push this Spirit. They don't need her back. 20 seconds without Ame. They're going to look for more grabs before they close it up. Jump ball for Collapse. Jinkyu goes down. Nothing to say as well. HX point, Nothing to Say has a buyback. 8 seconds until Ame with the Ancient. They're looking to close it up.
They're
they can taste the championship. They can taste the money, but the backdoor protection kicks in. The backdoor protection is in. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. PSG.LGD, they'll start now to force Spirit back out the base. Meposhka will get himself out with a blink. They just need to reset Spirit.
They're trying to get out. Faith Beyond's on top of Mira though.
So they've got the curse, holding back the Lycan. Why? Being a bit of a nuisance off to the side. Gets the impetus onto Mira, but why? It's chased down by Collapse. You saw they've got him. Toronto Tokyo, long mana. James holds him back, but now with the BKB armor.
He has buyback though.
Straight back in with the Remnant. Gets instantly caught out with the Torrent. Well, the silence as well. Jump forward. Collapse. BKB. Stewart back. Into the clutches of Yatoro. Yatoro. They're going to be able to lock him down with the RP. Where's the detection? Where's the detection?
No detection.
They need to see him. They don't get to see him. Ame, he's going to live. He's going to turn towards Mira. He's still very low here. And then a slide chain. They get him. They finish him off. Oh, nothing to say.
What a TP.
What a TP. He's out. He's alive.
So, no buyback on Toronto Tokyo, no buyback on Faith Beyond,
boy.
No buyback on Ame.
Oh my goodness.
There is a Roshan.
There is.
Oh, I thought that was going to be it.
I mean, it was so close. But the backdoor protection kicks in. PSG.LGD are able to pull together a defense. They lose their tier 4s. But the Ancient still stands.
Yep, Satanic used, Sunder as well. You can feel the nerves. I can feel it. It's just so much on the line. Just one Sentry Ward could have won them the game there, but support's unfortunately not able to get into range.
Let's see what they can do around this pit. They're still down 16k PSG.LGD, but they've got all their ults up. Can they make any sort of steal? They've already managed to set up here onto the Kunkka. They're going to go straight to it. Yatoro coming in with the BKB. The Curse holds back Ame on the side. Nothing to say. He's going to go down. Out for 110. Yatoro's ready to step over to his next target. He's looking over towards Ame. Collapse. Popping the BKB. Meposhka keeping himself alive with the cold embrace. Spirit. They'll turn over towards Ahmed, but Ahmed's still got the BKB to go. He's killed off another support. He's looking at Toronto Tokyo. Toronto Tokyo by some of the yours. He's got another Remnant. Slight miss into the Remnant up to the high ground. He's away. Both teams again, sneaking around under the cover of these silver edges, watching one another.
Metamorphosis is out, but so is the two wolf forms. It's both teams taking it safe right now. But look at why. He's stuck on the cliff.
Why?
Dude, look at how carefully they're playing it. They're scared to walk up here and try to kill him.
Watch, like... Oh, they got him.
There we go.
They'll take him off the cliff.
But look at Roche! Oh, Ahmed's killing Roche!
Oh, no, he can't do it, surely. Blink out time collapse. He's got his eyes on him. Still nothing to say or why for 50 seconds.
Ahmed's alone.
He's gone in alone. That was a risky move. He's got the back of a Jin Q. But Spirit, they're going to chase on. Slight chase. Oh, no, he's gone. 2 minutes, no Tiny. Ancient exposed. Spirit, they'll make the walk over towards the Ancient.
They're not waiting for the creeps.
They're ready to close it this time. Only 2 left. Can they stop a PSG.LGD? I don't think they can. GQ's got it. It's over.
GG.
It's over. GG. They've got it. They have done it. Team Spirit. They come into the grand finals. 2 games straight up. They take them away from PSG.LGD. Game 3 and Game 4. PSG.LGD, they hit back. But the Game 5, even though they get knocked out in 3 and 4, Spirit, they come back with the same skill and ability that's taken them this whole road to the grand finals. And what a road it has been. They take down Fnatic, OG, VP, IG, Secret, and now in a best of 5 at the grand finals, the International 10, they defeat PSG.LGD, arguably the favourites coming into the tournament.
Absolutely, and they don't just defeat any PSG.LGD. They beat PSG.LGD playing their best draft. This was all the heroes that PSG.LGD wanted. Like Seb touched on, Lycan, Tiny, they invented this. This was the most dominant combo of this tournament, and they beat it. They figured out how to beat it, and they beat the best team at playing it.
I mean, it's insane as well. 4 of them, their first TI.
That's crazy.
Yatoro, Toronto, Tokyo, collapse Spirit the first time. They've been on the TI main stage. Mipochka, he's been it before, but only top 8 this time. Leading the boys to the championship title and taking home $18 million in Zania.
It's unbelievable. I know before this tournament I was streaming and people would ask me like, where do you think Team Spirit are going to place? And I honestly said, on a good day, if everything goes their way, maybe top 6. I never saw this coming. Not in a million years. What an unbelievable performance.
What a story, what a road, what a dream here that they've achieved. The Spirit, they'll claim the Aegis. Ladies and gentlemen, your International 10 champions, Team Spirit.
Especially for these fucking guys. Yeah. They came out from him.
Mipochka.
Hello? Hello? Hello?